There we go. So I haven't done anything for a while. I'm still alive. I broke my arm, so I can't do a whole heck of a lot. But one of the really hotly contested topics online and like bushcraft and camping forums is to baton or not to baton. Blowing apart a log with a knife is silly, but for fine work, there's some definite advantages. So today I'm using a Haltiforce, which is basically just a Mora. It's just a different brand. And I've got some 1x pine that I've already processed up. Real nice straight grain. And I had, there we go. Get put back together the right way. There we go. And I just separated it apart with a knife because you're not going to use an axe for something like this. Then also I've got some bamboo cutting board that I cut up for another project and just some scraps. And what I did, if you take a, where's the camera? There we go. If you take a look, you see how it's layers, kind of like plywood, about 1/8 of an inch. That's exactly what I need. Wife said she wants a wooden soap tray. And if y'all know, you know. What wife wants, wife gets. If y'all don't know yet, you're going to figure it out. What wife wants, wife gets. So, I'm messing around. This is all bamboo, and this is pine. And the technique I'm using is just real simple, real simple. Take your board, set it in the right spot. I've got my grandfather's old wooden mallet. I just tap, tap, tap. Just a little tap, 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 and then split it through. This is really useful for building bird traps, snares, things like that. Anything where you need a good finesse and a good tight control of your workpiece. That's all this is. We're not slamming it through a log. We're just doing some splitting. And like I said, I've got a broken arm. So getting on it and cranking down on it, it's not an option. Yeah, if I was 100%, I could stick it on here and shove it down, but I'm not. So, like the Marines preach, adapt and overcome. You do what you gotta do to get it done. So, it's not gonna hurt the knife. Just popping out some dimension lumber. Got a scrap pile over there. And got a nice pile of small diameter dimension lumber that I can lay out in a grid, make a little pallet and glue it together and trim it up. And my wife's got a snazzy, fancy-dancy soap dish to keep her happy. And I got to play with some sticks and a knife. That's never a bad thing. Just simple techniques. You can do it with a fixed blade. You can do it with a folder. You can do it with a chisel. You could stick a machete out here and do it, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's just a sharp piece of metal and doing fine work and making sure that you keep all 10 where they're supposed to be, because you don't want one of them going, okay, that didn't go real well. All right. Y'all have a good day. Okay, so since this is YouTube and any other creators know this, someone's gonna come into the comments of, you didn't show us how to split the cutting board pieces down. Okay, that's easy. Handy dandy screw clamp. Just stick it in there to hold it still. And this is where the knife is a nice tool for it. We're gonna get right on the seam. And this is where you need a little extra persuasion. Because again, it's a little heavy and I don't have my clamp set quite right. So let's adjust the clamp a little bit. There we go, get her tighter. There, that's better. There we go. Just pop it through like that. Now we've got a good start on it. And notice we're not beating us crudskis out of it and hitting on a handle. Just out here on the edge with about an equal pressure down on the handle and keeping the piece. There we go. And down it goes and get down towards the end and just trim it out. There we go. So it's all finesse. So a lot of carving, you're pushing the knife away from you. And if you're having to finesse, like with a broken arm, that's hard to do, but there's other methods you can kind of push like that. This one's kind of cool. This works really well. You just stabilize your knife on something and just pull. Makes feather sticking really nice and easy. If your hands are cold, if wet, anything like that, you're struggling, just hold your tool still and just pull your work across it, and there you go. You can sit here and make shavings all day long with that. I better stop cutting up my wife's soap dish pieces. There we go, and that's how it's going to lay out and how I'm going to put it together. I'll use some Titebond 2. It's a water-resistant wood glue. I've got to go through and clean these up and sand them and make them all nice and pretty first. So I'll update when it's done if I feel like it.